City personificates a girl, or the girl personificates the city, and the city kind of goes for the girl thing as well. The comparisons of this comes from the hills of Lisboa, even though Lisboa doesn't look like a girl on the side or anything like that. But because of the color of the buildings, very light, white or cream. The walls of Lisboa was also embracing someone like a girl would do. Lisboa, she makes us jealous. She makes us fall in love. Lisboa, she smokes. The smoke coming out of chimneys will be Lisboa smoking a cigarette. Lisboa, she dresses up. There's not that many inhabitants in Lisbon. Most of us, we come from the outside, from the cities that surround. So we fall in love with the city, as you would do with a girl. And at the same time that Lisboa, she's a little girl that it's always constantly in mutation and evolving and growing up.
My name is Cláudia Silva. I work at the Urban Art Gallery since January of this year. Calçada da Glória was the first place when it started. The first issue, the first objective of the Urban Art Gallery was try to keep the artists not to do vandalic things, but authorized, legalized urban art. It was a process of getting confidence of the artists and to try to keep them to the Urban Art Gallery, to change the mentalities, okay, and see the urban art like art.
So the whole idea is, and we in Portugal, we try to follow that rule to a different set of situations. The acknowledgement that even if you forbid, things will still happen. So instead of forbid, let's try to minimize the damage.
The people, the general people, look to this with other eyes.
Graffiti is another way of expression and to catch everyone's attention to the problems, to the things.
It's a way to get the city pretty and to bring people around and make useful some places that in other way are completely abandoned.
What the government is trying to do is to give proper walls and halls of fame and places where the street artists can paint and can do their thing without being harassed by the police. The big wall was all grey, and they decided to do this thing called the blue wall, where they painted the blue wall. They painted the wall blue, and they made this with the theme of faces and human expressions. So there's a bit of lettering, especially in the beginning, but then it becomes about the faces and expressions and your feelings towards the world.
We have one story that happens 1 month ago, maybe. A wall that the owner don't want. Yes, no, we don't want this here, we don't like it, no. Other owners of other buildings said, yes, we want that. And then when the artist finished the wall, the owners who said no came to us and said, no, we want.
Phil is here, is doing this carving. This is what he does. Usually paints a little bit and then just uses some hammers and scopes to do this. He did such an amazing job that this wall is for you to do whatever you please with graffitis. So now Vils has a good wall for him to do whatever he wanted. He calls his friends, we have a great wall, let's come and work.
My name is Mariana, I work for Underdogs Gallery. We are a cultural project here in Lisbon. The gallery is directed by Pauline and Vils. We are open for 2 years. We are really newborns, so we are still underdogs. We now recently have a public art program where we do tours. So we've been having enough walls to do a tour in Lisbon. We have 19 walls already.
It's like a big gallery, a free gallery, everywhere.
It's a business, right? So you have to to make your business grow. If you are a gallery, you're selling works of art, right? So you have an income from that, and you are helping the artist to exhibit.
In base of partnership with these villes, and with them they want to work, but you have both. You have artists who want to go to their own too.
Mi nombre es John Douglas Marín Brecher, pero todos me conocen por John Douglas o John. Soy brasilero, a 7 meses viajando y conociendo personas y viviendo experiencias y ahora estoy acá en Lisboa. Digo en Europa porque como es la primera vez que estoy acá, es todo muy nuevo y elegí Lisboa porque tiene muchas referencias de artistas que me gustan, que ya pintaron acá y es una referencia mundial del street art.
People who live here are starting to be interested too, but it's not a culture so much developed in Portugal or in Lisbon as in other countries.
Haciendo mis trabajos, pero ya no es como un trabajo, es solo mi vida, ya no es algo profesional, ya no tiene nada que ver con cualquier cosa comercial. Creo que solo estoy buscando nuevas experiencias.
Super nice to see the creative process and to be enjoying how these things are born and to experience that, because in museums you can also reflect about why the artist did this and how did they painted this in the 19th century. But here you can ask them directly, hey, why are you doing this? And what's your thoughts about this? And you get like the truth of the work.
Son máscaras, pero no hay una explicación literal. Son cosas mías, no son cosas que creo, son cosas que vivo, cosas que veo, cosas que siento, que es como mi inspiración palpable, como si puedo tocar en algo que es mío, ¿entiendes? Como si toco una música.
Here in the exhibitions, people are really contained, so they're not coming to exhibition and say, I don't like it. But in the streets, that happens a lot.
Estoy queriendo revolucionar nada con mi arte, es solo una cosa mía. La importancia de pintar no es solo el lugar y sí por estar en la calle. Quiero pintar en ese lugar donde estoy viviendo. No vengo para pintar.
What the people do compared to the city or shaping the city. So when we say Lisboa does this, Lisboa does that, what we're really trying to say is the people from Lisboa do this kind of things. We just use it in a very poetic way. Instead of saying the people of Lisbon, we say Lisboa alone.